Is anyone going to chat with? Well, the stream died, so the chat was closed. Okay. Streaming that. Are we live? We are live. Is anyone watching? We are so sorry.
Welcome back from the longest commercial ever, everybody.
Apparently, they cut the cord that lies under the Pacific Ocean that connects Australia with North America, where the sun would come from. As our production computer completely decided it was time to deboot itself. Hopefully, we're back.
Maybe. But
tell your friends and family we're back.
Yeah, tell the Club we're back. Because you are maybe not watching the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech Touring Car Cup round number 4 from Phillip Island. Kind of reminds me, Larry, of the movie Airplane, where the guy's pulling the plug in the control tower, which I think we used at the runoffs in 2018 at Sonoma. Yes, sniffing glue, you name it. It's a bad week for it. All right, let's go and reset the field here, Larry, as we're watching right now our leaders in Club Sport. Yeah, Club Sport. It's Matt Porter and Leo Dragota from Orion Racing, and then it's Jeff Daniels, and you said it, Larry, Jeff Daniels, who really took a short fill on his first pit stop. He's coming in for pit stop number 2 right now. He was hanging with our 2 leaders, though. It's a good position to be. Then over in the Club Sport area, probably the Street Tuner area with our Mazda Miatas, it is Robert Hartley, Travis Schwenke, Mike Dam, with Mike Chase and David Payton running 4th and 5th. And John, are we in a position yet where we can get over to that Mazda race, or? And there they are, all in a row, and they've got, what, I think almost 5 seconds back to Mike Chase right now. So we'll see. You know, again, we're going to have to see. A lot of these drivers were on very different strategies. Things may start to close up after the second pit stop here, as we had Schwenke and Dam. They were our first drivers in Club Sport to take, pardon me, I'll get this right eventually, in Street Tuner, in the Mazdas, to take their pit stops. Their teammate Robert Hartley came in a lap later, and then most of the other Mazdas came in sometime after that.
Well, one of the interesting things I'll be looking for around we get to the second round of pit stops, because we're only 29 minutes from seeing the last lap of this race, is there is going to be another round of pit stops. These Orion drivers are watching right now, 3 in the ST category, all about 25 seconds of stops. I don't believe any of them took tires. I could be wrong, but what we do know is some other drivers did take tires. Yeah, Mike Chase took tires. We know Brendan Horn did, but of course he's been involved in other incidents since then. The key one there is Mike Chase, because he had been a part of this lead pack before his stop. His pit stop was about 5 seconds longer than these two. You can see him in the background. He's that bright green car coming up behind them with David Payton. So let's keep our eye on Payton and Chase, and even Jeff Cranston in that pack. Can they close this up, or in the second stop, with better tires and maybe a different fuel load going in the car when we finally do that in the next maybe 15, 20 minutes?
All right, and so in that second pack, of course, Payton, Chase, Cranston, I think all in pretty close proximity. Steve Daniel in there as well. Daniel currently your leader in Street Tuner Am. We can jump back there to Payton. So there's that second pack right now, and they're about 6 seconds back or thereabouts, I think. Yeah, about 6.5 seconds back from the lead pack from the 3 Orion drivers.
Yep, and I'm looking at their lap times. If you look at Mike Chase's last time I was a 46.8, a 46.3 for Schwenke, so actually not gaining ground at this stage. No. I think these guys have to work a little better, maybe do more leapfrog, maybe pushing. And there's the leapfrog. There goes Chase to the inside. They need to do this. This is how you run fast laps around Phillip Island. You can't sit and think that you could just stay behind someone. I know the Orion guys will do it. I know their teammates. They practice this stuff all the time. You've got to learn now to be instant teammates if you are Mike Chase, David Payton, and Jeff Grants and Steve Daniel, you've got to figure this out quickly, and even maybe do another pass here. If Peyton gets a run, Chase should let him go. That's how this draft racing works. I don't know if he's going to. It looks like Chase is going to lead them into Miller Corner, into that hairpin. Now when they come out of there, if again Peyton gets a better run, Chase should let him go. As you can see, the Orion cars exiting turn 6 Siberia just ahead of them, about 6 seconds up the road. Last time by, they did take about a half a second out of that lead, but now we'll flash back to the next pack. This is in the Toyotas. That's Eric Violet, his teammate at D2D, Brandon Whitworth, and then Mariano Barrios, who's going to be serving that 10-second post-race penalty. These three are together currently in 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, and of course, when we saw Violet pit after his teammate Brandon Whitworth came out, as you know, we mentioned, quite a bit less speed off the pit lane, and within about 2 laps, he was able to close things back up and actually leapfrog his teammate there. So Whitworth now sitting behind Violet in 5th position with Barrios, and remember, Barrios has a 10-second post-race penalty coming to him as well, so it would behoove him to get as far up the road as he can.
Which, right now, that doesn't matter at all because he's in 6th, and the 7th place car is Jeff Jacobs. He's about 25 seconds back. Yeah, so it's not going to matter right now, but it means that he really can't do anything in terms of position ahead of the guys in front of him, which is probably why he's not really pushing. Maybe not to ruin this. Maybe his best chance to get anywhere near the front is to just continue with this train. I can tell you that all 6 drivers, Porter, Jagoda, Sharp, Violet, Whitworth, and Barrios, all running 45s, basically qualifying pace at this point in this middle segment. They're just trying to churn laps as much as they can. And since you've got this, which of course is the Porter and Jagoda 1-2, going down here with those 2 Orion cars, they're out there working together. Everyone else is, maybe the D2Ds are working a little bit together, but as long as they continue to burn laps, these guys have got to be feeling pretty comfortable. They just got to watch for traffic and make quick work of any lap traffic if they want to try and win this race.
Yeah, I think we see there Paul Carey moving over to the side there. Carey a lap down. Yeah, and I think, Larry, the fact that they're all running, you know, we were considering before the race whether or not there'd be much fuel saving going on if any of the drivers could maybe stretch this and run only a single pit stop. And I think, well, certainly given how early a lot of the Miata drivers are running, that's pretty much an impossibility. But given that almost everybody is, as you mentioned, running qualifying laps at this point, I don't think we're gonna see that. I think we're gonna see almost every driver taking 2 pit stops today.
Yeah, I think so. The way they all came in for that first one, I don't think anyone's going to be able to stretch too far. But I do like this attempt here at Violet Whitworth trying to do what they can to cut into this lead. I just don't know that it's going to be possible as long as Porter and Jagoda continue to do what they're doing out in front. I think that you know, that 5 seconds or so, there, 5 seconds to get to Sharp and 6 more seconds to get to Jagoda in second, is going to be tough. And Sharp, it just came into the pits just to get his second stop in. So let's keep our eye on Andrew Sharp. Again, he may have an opportunity in this race still, as he's the closest to the front 2.
Yeah, and question is whether or not Sharp takes tires or not, or just goes right back out there. If he takes tires, you know, might give an advantage to the D2D guys if they decide not to on the second stop. I don't think either of them had on the first stop. Let's take a look as the Vermilion driver's coming back out now. And I think that was probably a little bit too quick to... I don't think we saw him. We would have seen him take any tires.
No, just an 8-second stop. But that's where things get interesting: is how well did he manage his fuel? How good are his tires? What kind of pace can he run? He's been running 45s by himself the last number of times around. Let's see if he can chip away at that Porter Jagoda lead as things get moving through. And how much longer can this group stay out there before they're going to have to make their last stop?
All right, so he pitted at the end of lap number 20. the end of lap number 28, going into lap number 29. And again, this is probably going to be somewhere around a 42-lap race. So about 12 laps he has to make, as we now see the D2D driver David Payton come down the pit lane, as well as Jeff Cranston from Craney Customs directly behind. And well, we see here, looks like Payton's got the car up on Jack's take at least two.
Well, what we didn't see, I don't think we noted, was Mike Chase came in already. He's back out after his second stop. Dan and Schwenke, they've already done their final stop.
Yes.
Or Schwenke's coming in, just on his way in now for his final stop. Yep.
But Dan, I was going to say Dam and
Hartley's the only one that hasn't
still out. And remember, Hartley was had pitted in a lap later than both Dam and Schwenke. He may have, and I thought that he had filled about the same as those two. He had very similar pit times, so he likely has another lap to 2 laps.
A couple other observations among those Miatas is Dam's second pit time, 24 seconds. His first time was a lot quicker. David Payton's second stop, 20 seconds. So let's keep an eye on that. You've got, let's see, we're waiting on Victor Harris and Brent Horn to make their second stops. Jeffrey Cranston's second stop was faster than the Orions. Mike Chase's was faster. So you're starting to see some of these leads getting trimmed down. In fact, it's only about 5 seconds, I think, covering Payton to Chase.
Right, and I was going to say, and I thought earlier on we saw it as about 6 seconds. And so, shrinking it down just a little bit there, and that may cut the gap to Dam, Schwenke, and Hartley a little bit more.
Jonathan's done us a favor, and he's got a battle on the screen right now. That is David Klimovich, your AM category leader in the Toyotas in the Club Sport class, ahead of second place Tom Jenkins. These two just nose to tail, still each only 1 pit stop. Third place is Rodney Carey, but he's 30 seconds back, so this is your race right now in Club Sport AM.
Wow, and imagine if the Klim Club could see this now.
Well, the new link has been sent out, so hopefully they're seeing it. If not, they're going to catch a replay and be, it was an amazing race. Amazing. Klimovich, though, how long before his next stop? Not this time. These Toyotas might go a little bit longer. Still now about 20 minutes left on the clock in this race. Keeping an eye on the rest of this group here as well. Looking at, the Toyotas, obviously Porter, Jagoda leading the way, 12 seconds to Violet, Mariano Barrios, and Brandon Whitworth. All of them sort of in a train. Andrew Sharp has made his second stop, so has Jeff Jacobs. Those guys, they're about 10 seconds behind Klimovich, who's 10 seconds behind Whitworth. So about 20 seconds between them. We'll see where Sharp ends up relative to that Violet, Barrios, and Whitworth battle.
And here comes Robert Hartley now, the last of the 3 Orion Street Tuner drivers to pit.
Yep, the only other one I'm waiting on that would be maybe a Chris Thorman in terms of the front pack in the Mazdas, or a Victor Harris, your AM leader. But otherwise, Dam, Payton, Chase, Cranston, they've all made their second stop.
All right, Thorman is gone by, but Thorman has not come in for his second stop. We can see there that Hartley is taking some tires,
which we thought maybe they needed to, as we saw a lot of cars taking them on their first stop. This is Victor Harris, your AM leader, now making his way into the pits for the final time. Also, interestingly, as I'm looking at Travis Schwenke, he was part of that Orion trio leading the way there before the second round of pit stops started. I'm showing him in with a third pit stop, so I'm wondering if Travis possibly had a penalty for speeding in the pits or something.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, he's down the order now, so he may be out of the running here. So it looks like the running is going to be Hartley, Dam, Payton, and Chase, and maybe Cranston, but we'll have to see if he's close enough. I don't know that he is, but let's see how this shakes out.
Yeah, and so you can't see it on the timing tower there, but Schwenke is now falling down to 8th in Street Tuner Pro.
There's Hartley. He made good work, and there's Schwenke at the back of the pack, probably a number of seconds back from his lead group in front of him. There is Mike Chase, and that Chase goes
Chase.
around.
And Chase gets into the back of, I think that was David Payton in the Mazda that he might have tapped there, or was that actually one of the Toyotas? I think that
was a Toyota. I think it was like Brandon Whitworth.
I was going to say, I think that was one of the D2D Toyotas that he got into.
That's Whitworth in the 42, and as Cranston then right behind him in the other Mazda, and yeah, late on the brakes for Chase, and he just misjudged how slow the Toyota's got to take that corner, and he takes the brunt of it and goes around. So does that take out another competitor here in this mix? It's Dam, it's Peyton, it's Carey 5 seconds back, then Cranston, and now Chase may have done all the damage he could do for his chances to win this thing.
So that's going to move Chase now down into 6th in Pro as the number 60 machine of Thorman pits in from the lead, and he was the last, I believe, the last driver in Street Tuner Pro to take a pit stop. He is now back underway. Currently sitting 4th, make that 5th as Cranston goes by.
Well, these two still waiting to make their second stop. Matt Porter, Leo Jagoda, the teammates with that Huffy-sponsored Orion Racing team doing their thing, 11 seconds ahead of Eric Violet.
And Mariano Barrios just came in for his second in what we assume is going to be his final pit stop. And,
right,
so
Barrios again has
6th in Pro.
He still has that 10-second runoff at the end that he'll have to deal with. So we'll keep an eye on him, which really means Violet and teammate Whitworth are going to have to get something done. Whitworth may have fallen out of the pack a little bit there. So Violet now just 11 seconds back. It's a lot of time to make up in 15 minutes. But this is a race. Hartley, Dam, Peyton, right there, 1, 2, and 3 in the Mazdas. Now remember at Zandvoort about a month ago.
Yes.
It was Dam, it was Hartley, nose to tail, coming off the last corner, and it was Mike Dam singing his tune to the victory by just, what was it, 1/1000th of a second.
Yeah, well, the timing actually showed 0 1/1000ths of a second.
We'll call it 1/10 of a thousandth of a second, or whatever that digit is called. I know math's not your strong suit. Maybe tonight's David Payton's night again. Remember, he got a victory, I think. Was it Peyton that got the victory a couple weeks ago at Interlagos?
Yes, it was Peyton at Interlagos. And heading into the pits there now, pitting in from 3rd.
That's Chris Thorman. My bad. Chris Thorman got that victory a couple weeks ago.
Oh, it was Thorman, not Peyton.
Yep. Peyton was on the podium, but Thorman got the win.
I just know it wasn't Bobby.
It's not Bobby. The livery looks great, though. That's Bobby's expertise, of course. All right, so Eric Violet has made his last pit stop. He's on his way back out. He's behind Andrew Sharp. Now again, Violet had that spin, so that might be part of the reasons he's down a little bit. But look at this as Hartley, Dylan nose ahead of Dam, Peyton just being patient.
And the Klim Club wanted us to go back to the battle between Klimovich and Jenkins. I think the gap is about a little bit over a second right now. We'll get back to that in a second.
We will, and they still have a pit stop to make as well. So I think as they get to their last stop, that's going to get very interesting now. It's going to be a splash and go with under 15 minutes until we see checker. I'm glad the Klim Club is back, by the way.
Yeah. I'm they were here before me, Larry.
Well, that's insane.
Yeah, I know. I'm always late to the party.
All right, leaders in the Toyotas are in. Matt Porter, Leo Jagoda, the two Orion teammates, have entered the pit lane, which means we can't be long till the rest of the Toyotas do the same, including David Klimovich
and Jenkins. And of course, Whitworth, who's running 3rd right now in Pro.
Does Klimovich come in right now? Nope.
Nope, they're going to stay out at least one more.
All right, so let's see how these Orion 2 match up, knowing that Whitworth will assume the lead for the moment since he hasn't taken his last stop yet. How far ahead? They're quite a bit ahead of Sharp and Violet You can see Sharp there in the background. He's going to end up about 5 seconds back from these two. Maybe 4. Not out of the realm. Keep our eyes on that.
All right, looks like we've got a new leader in Street Tuner, Larry, as Mike Dam has gotten around his teammate Robert Hartley. Peyton has as well. Let's see what happened here.
All right, well, yep. Hartley runs wide there in 2. That's going to allow Dam to duck underneath, and Peyton's going to probably follow with that momentum. Hartley keeps the car on the track. Always a successful moment to do it. And again, race is far from over when you're dealing with these mouses on this track, as they've just inverted their order a little bit. But let's see how aggressive Peyton is, how aggressive Hartley is to get back to that lead goose position in this trio.
Yeah, and it was interesting to see there watching David Peyton, as I think he was waiting for Hartley to start picking up some momentum on that exit again, but he quickly moved over. He was about 2 car lengths back from Hartley, but then quickly moved over to the Dam, as he thought he was going to get at least a little bit more pull there, rather than getting out of the throttle and waiting for Hartley to go by. So again, no different than what we saw at the beginning of this race here. We're probably going to see quite a bit more leapfrogging from these 3.
What I'm watching now is they come out of the hairpin, they get to the stripe. Does the lead change? No, it did not. Dan was able to keep Peyton behind. Whether Peyton was doing any bit of lifting, I don't know, but Hartley didn't go by either. So it tells me you've pretty much got to be almost hitched to the wagon in front of you if you think you're going to make a draft pass before start finish tonight. Otherwise, you might be able to hold the lead from the lead. As that is Tom Jenkins pitting from 2nd spot in the M category. So the Midfield Motorsports entry now will get in, get out. 9.8 seconds on his pit stop, waiting for his rival David Klimovich in the Klim Club, all waiting with bated breath to see where does David come back out.
Yeah, so in Pro, we're still waiting on Brendan Whitworth. In AM, waiting on David Klimovich. And we'll see where those 2 drivers finish, or where they end up when they come back out, finishing their pit stops, as we've got now just about 10 minutes remaining. David Klimovich in the chat goes, strategy is working.
Well, it's interesting.
I can almost see him behind the keyboard rubbing his hands together.
Yes.
As he's scheming. Oh, a little bit of a bobble there for Mike Dam.
A little bit. Peyton looks like he's following right in line. So I do want to note, though, as we've got now 10 minutes to go in this race, in the Club Sport Pro category, we've had 3 races this season. Race 1's winner was Mariano Barrios. Race 2, Andrew Sharp, and then Interlagos, Eric Violet. Will we get a 4th different winner as Brandon Whitworth, the current leader and last to make his last pit stop besides Klimovich, the last of the pro class to make his last stop, has made his way in, and Klimovich right behind him. All right, Klim Club, here he comes. I'm going to give him like a big cheers or a Klim cheer for Klimovich as he comes in.
1, 2, 3. Yay.
As the Klim crew works to the car.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
All right, well, there's Tom Jenkins. He's the one trying to chase down Klimovich. Klimovich still in his stop.
Still in the stall.
8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. 11 seconds. He's up in the air. This isn't looking good. As Jenkins' stop was only 10 seconds. I wonder if Klimovich is taking tires. There goes Jenkins. Great camera work there. You can see him in the shot there.
And Klimovich back underway. And if
Klimovich
that was going according to plan, I don't understand the plan, Larry.
So a couple of things, that may happen when you have a 2 pit stop race. Remember in iRacing, sometimes the default is it turns on tire changes every time you come to a stop. So if you fail to turn that off the 2nd time during the race, it will start changing
4 tires.
Just a guess, but for Klimovich, that may have spelled his chance for a victory tonight. We will see as Jenkins has the lead now in Club Sport Am. As look at this, David Peyton leading the way over Mike Dam, coming out of the hairpin. Let's watch this run to the stripe just for tests. We've got 8 minutes to go, but can Dam make the pass before they get to the stripe?
And Larry, now we can go all the way to the checker because Stubby has rejoined us in the chat. Welcome back, Stubby. Thank you.
We're watching Dam. Can't get there for the stripe. That Melbourne sign is the start-finish. So Which that no
It's the
more signs
second. It's
start
the
finish.
second
It is
one.
the second one.
It's the second one.
Still didn't make the
Still
pass.
couldn't get there.
Interestingly, though, is Rob Hartley is faded back, but he's only 7/10 and gaining quickly on these two. He'll be there momentarily, and maybe Mike Dam's even dropping back a little bit to make sure his teammate gets some draft. We will see as Peyton pulls up a couple tenths out. Lots of gameplay going on here between these three drivers.
So Larry coming out of the Klim Club, they think now that Klimovich took 4 tires, he's ready to go. He's got that much more
He's
grip.
ready for the next 75 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Jenkins just does not stand a chance now. All right, as we jump back over to our 2 leaders in club sport, I'm going to get this right eventually. And it is Porter and Dragota, and this is where they have been pretty much from the drop of the green flag. And Dragota has just, Dragota dropped back, I think, the 4th at one point, but again, good strategy.
Yeah.
And we'll see if the claws come out here, Larry, with maybe another 2 laps or so.
I would love to say that they will, as we've talked to the other half of the Orion team that runs the Miatas. They always talk about there's no team orders.
Right.
But I also know we've watched a lot of Leo Dragota. He's a very patient young man. He's very calculated, and he also is an excellent teammate to whoever his teammate is. I wouldn't be surprised if he just says, you know what, Matt, you've been leading this thing the whole way. It's yours. I'm happy to be second, because he is a very good teammate. Or maybe he'll just say, my turn. Look at this, the last second. Is it enough? No, again.
No.
One more test. Dam doesn't make the pass, even with a bit of a push draft coming from Rob Hartley. What that means, if you're Dam, you probably need to be in the lead.
Coming out of the hairpin, yeah.
So I think that's the test that he now knows, which means Hartley's got the same thought. And so does Peyton. All 3 of these.
All 3 of them know exactly what the deal is.
The race isn't to the line. The race is going to be to the top of Lukey Heights, because whoever leads coming down the hill out of 9 is probably going to win this thing. Let's just see how the next 5 minutes goes.
We'll see as they're all coming up on a little bit of traffic. That is... Which Toyota is that?
Didn't catch that Toyota.
Brist is in a Mazda. It's not Brist. We know that's not Rathke. I'm not sure. So maybe
not sure
Maxwell.
who that is either, but it could be Dale Maxwell. Yeah,
I think
it actually sounds about right.
Yeah.
Couple things. Obviously, we got this battle of these 3 going on. Just got to keep my eye on the numbers. The Club Sport Pro. Yes, it's still Porter and Jagoda 1-2. Sharp has cut it down to just about 3 seconds or so, and Violet's with him. 4 minutes to go is about 3 laps. One bad traffic and that goes against these 2 Orions, and suddenly, yes, and there's that traffic in front of them.
And there's the traffic.
It just might happen that Sharp and Violet might get their wish and have Jagoda and Porter run into some traffic. Let's see how that traffic plays out.
It looks like they're coming up on is that Thorman in the 60 machine and Mike Chase directly behind.
It is, yes. Which are 2 very quick Mazdas, of course. They're not slow, and they're in a good battle between them. I don't know, they're just going to want to go and point these Toyotas by. Yeah, they're definitely having their own scraps. So if this suddenly slows these Toyotas down, that is going to play right into the hands of Andrew Sharp and Eric Violet, as the threesome in the Mazdas now are getting their way around Dale Maxwell. Maxwell takes himself around, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, he showed a lot of deference, drove the mirrors, and didn't work out well for him, but certainly worked out for Dam, Peyton, and Hartley. It didn't look like Dam got a good drive out of there, but not the point yet where Peyton's going to be able to make a move, but Hartley's taking a couple looks.
He's going to try and look, because I think he knows he has to be at second. You can't win this thing from third, not tonight. And so he knows he's got to get to second. Look at the track positioning for Peyton. Doing a great job coming out of 10 to make sure he's
very
got the right
defensive.
position.
Yeah,
Yep.
but it might have hurt his exit speed there a little bit, Larry, as he was starting to hold off Hartley. Let's take a look here as Dam now has opened up a bit of a gap.
It's a rhythm corner, that whole turn 12, very rhythmic. If you get on the gas the right place, you just sort of feather your hands. If somebody gets into your line, you have to back out, you lose your momentum. But look at Hartley here. Both of them splitting. Are we going to go 3 wide into 1? I think we are.
I think we may. And here we go, coming down into turn number 1. And look at Dam dropping back.
Dam knows that over. Look at Hartley, though. Nearly ran it wide. He's going to lose the spot to Peyton. Watch for Mike Dam now as we flash back. Oh, we are white flag for the Toyotas.
Last lap here at Phillip Island.
So that would be for Porter and Dragota. So that's going to take away a lap or any chance there for Violet and Sharp. Running for third. Violet's gotten around Sharp. But let's watch this battle. These guys have a lap and a half to go. Peyton holding off Hartley. Dam still in it. The key is going to be the next time by when they get their white flag, who's going to go into turn 2 in the lead. I think Mike Dam's going to push his teammate around. He's going to do everything he can to get there, maybe get ahead of his teammate on the first straightaway and try and make the pass into the hairpin on the second down into turn 4. Peyton, though, is going to do whatever he can to keep those Orions behind him.
You know, I'm still a little confused, Larry, as they had gone down into turn 1 the last time, and it looked as though Mike Dam just got out of the throttle. I mean, I'm sure none of them wanted to necessarily be 3 wide going through turn 1, but Dam let out of the throttle so early that he's in a bad position now. But here we go.
He also watches teammates. Yeah, look at all this traffic now in front of him for these teammates.
And things are starting to close up. The gap is about 2.5 seconds now, Larry, but not many turns to go. Only one more turn going to come onto the front straight.
All right.
And here they come.
Last time around 12. Is Leo going to move?
And no, he's not, Larry. As they come to the line, Dragota's going to try to get up there. Cannot get it done. Taking the win, Matt Porter, your Club Sport Pro winner. Leo Dragota will finish second. Eric Violette will finish in third. Back over to Street Tuner now as we watch Mike Dam, Robert Hartley, David Peyton. It is Dam currently, now Dam falling back into third. It is Hartley and Peyton side by side.
You notice that Hartley made the move on Peyton. Dam not able to get past Peyton, so he's now the third man out. We know that you don't want to be in third. I don't even know if you want to be in second at this stage. Hartley's got the advantage out in front. Does Peyton or Dam try to just push the efforts going all the way up this hill to Lukey Heights? Something we haven't seen all night, which is a side-by-side around 8 and 9. It's getting antsy back there. Look at all 3 of them trying to make moves in the defensive line by Hartley, almost mid-track there, coming off 8. Look at this. The inside is to Peyton for second spot.
And Dam tries to sweep around the outside, then come underneath, going down driver's left, going into turn 10, into the tightest corner on the course. And it is Hartley first out, then Peyton, and then Dam. And look at that. Hartley opened up almost 3 car lengths on exit there. Hartley,
a great exit there on the power early. He should hold this, but I'm watching Dam got a better run than Peyton. I don't think his run's good enough to catch Hartley, but we might have a change for second place here as they make their run to the stripe.
And Dam pokes out, but taking the win in Club Sport, in Street Tuner, it is Robert Hartley. He is your winner. Finishing second is going to be David Peyton, and then Mike Dam finishing in third. And what's the difference there, Larry? 66 thousandths of a second between Peyton and Dam. Chris Thorman finishes just off the podium in fourth. In Street Tuner Am, it is Steve Daniels who takes the win over Victor Harris. Robert Bristol finishing third, and we didn't mention it, but in Club Sport Am, Tom Jenkins takes the win over David Klimovich. Klimovich finishes second. Which Carey is it that finishes in third? It's Rodney Carey. You see, he should have come to talk to us earlier today,
yes,
Larry? Yeah. I just had another Brian text me, that's why. As Rodney Carey finishes in third, Dale Maxwell finishes just off the podium in AM. All right, Larry, let's take a quick break. Hopefully we'll still be we'll still have coverage when we come back, and we'll interview some of our winners. You have just seen round number 4 of the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech Touring Car Cup here at Phillip Island. We'll be right back.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Ricmotech has you covered. Hundreds of name brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, ricmotech.com.
The SCCA Foundation is a 501c3 organization serving as the charitable arm of the Sports Car Club of America. One of the programs partially funded by the foundation is the SCCA Academy, an online learning management system used to keep real-life racing track officials up to date on the highest standards of race safety and officiating. Through this program, the SCCA Foundation is supporting the future of the best trained corner workers and event officials in motorsport. You can support these efforts at www.sccafoundation.org. The search is over. The most comprehensive league scoring solution is here, with the ability for multi-level championships, custom incident tracking, post-race time penalties, support for heats, drop weeks display, multi-car team scoring, advanced web widgets, rookie championships, a custom paint system, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
All right, and welcome back, everybody, to Phillip Island, where we've just seen round number 4 of the Extreme Motorsports Ricmotech Touring Car Cup. Let's take a quick look once again at our podium finishers, how things ended up here, and taking the win in Club Sport. Actually, let's try this. Yes, Club Sport Pro. It was Matt Porter with Leonardo Dragota finishing second, both from Orion Racing. D2D's Eric Violet finishing third. In Club Sport Am, Tom Jenkins from Midfield Motorsports taking the win. David Klimovich second. Rodney Carey third. And then if we move over to Street Tuners, to the Mazdas, Robert Hartley takes the win in Pro for Orion Racing. David Payton from D2D finishes second. Mike Dam finishes in third. And in Street Tuner Am, I think we have to go to the next page there, John. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. Steve Daniel takes the win with Victor Harris second and Robert Brist in third. All right, let's see, Larry. Who do we have waiting to talk to us?
Everybody or nobody.
Everybody or nobody. Clem Club, get your driver to the.
He was second tonight. We'll definitely talk to him in the future, as he's always in contention. But
all right, looks like we've got
rival.
Yep, we've got our winner in Club Sport Am, Tom Jenkins from Midfield Motorsports, here joining us.
All right, Tom Jenkins, your winner in Club Sport Am, joining us here. And Tom, I love this track. I could talk all day about this place, but you had a really good race going there with Klimovich up until that last pit stops. How'd that shake out from your point of view?
Yeah, this was the first track I think we've been at this season where I felt that I was going to be competitive with him. I always felt like the best I was going to do was second. And this race, I thought, you know what, I could get first because we were practicing together and we were real tight. And I don't know what happened on that last pit stop. I know I had to pit before him. I'm assuming he had a spin maybe or something. But yeah, I was amazed when Yeah, was it a bad pit spot? Because by the
Just
time it came out and I was that far ahead, it was something.
We suspect he took tires when he probably didn't mean to, one of those things, because it was shaping up. The Klim Club was they were outweighing your fans. I got to say, you got to bring the crowd. You got to get the Midfield Motorsports behind you and get your crowd in the chat like Klimovich does. But tonight was your night to get that victory. It is a fun, great track, as you say. It's looks like a good one for you. It just seemed to be, traffic didn't seem much of an issue tonight. It just looked like just great, fair racing for an hour and 15 minutes.
Oh, it was tremendous. The traffic was never an issue. People were being very courteous and letting it through. Most issues I think I saw were just their tires were starting to go there at the end, and that's, and then that was it. Other than that, it was nice all the way through, and boy, was it tiring.
Yeah, I love this place. The racing is just nonstop fun, but it's always great when you can get a victory here. So for you and your team, victory tonight. You got anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my teammate who couldn't join me this season, but shout out to him and to my wife for putting up with the hours that I spend sitting at the sim rig, and the league, because this truly is the best league I've ever been in.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic league, and great to have the family support there. Even if you have to spend all of your days, nights, and weekends, I know I do. I'm the same way. But victory is definitely well worth it, and a good, sweet way to enjoy the evening. So congratulations, Tom Jenkins, your winner in Club Sport AM.
All right, thank you.
All right, there you go. There's Tom Jenkins. Let's now move over to our other AM category winner, taking the win tonight in Street Tuner AM, driving the number 96 SKKJ Racing Mazda Miata, Steve Daniels.
All right, Steve Daniels joined us tonight. And Steve, a lot of great racing going on tonight. You come away with a victory in the STM, but you were right in the mix of a whole lot of trainer cars tonight. How much fun was that?
That was a lot of fun tonight. I was having a good time keeping up with those guys, but unfortunately, the last pit stop, I forgot that iRacing turns back on your tire change, and it set me back a little bit.
You're not the first we've heard of that tonight, so it happens to a lot of folks, but didn't seem to cost you the victory here tonight. But like you said, you were with those trains for a while. It seemed like everybody's on an even playing field. Pro-Am didn't really matter tonight. Everyone's just fighting for every position.
Yeah, it was really good racing as well. I think everybody was a little bit patient tonight, was taking the right opportunities when to pass, and that kept the group together a little bit longer, which was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of fun here tonight. And always good when you can get a victory. And it looks like a couple more folks starting to show up for the STM category. So I'm hoping as the season builds, we get a few more. But getting the victory here tonight's got to feel pretty good. And I'm sure you got some folks you want to give a shout out to for helping you get here tonight.
Yeah, as always, Ricmotech and all the sponsors. Appreciate Apex Racing, you guys, in the broadcast. So still a great league and a lot of fun.
It absolutely is. It's a lot of fun to watch. And tonight it was fun to watch you get your victory in STM. Steve Daniel, your winner.
All right, there you go. Steve Daniel from SKKJ Racing. Now let's move over to our overall winner, taking the win tonight in Club Sport Pro for Ryan Racing, Matt Porter.
There he is. All right. So your overall winner tonight, and what an absolute perfection display you and your teammate just put on. Matt Porter getting the victory here tonight for Ryan. So Matt, you had the car up there in the front row, and you had a big challenger there with D2D's Eric Violet. You guys had quite a train going, but it seemed like everyone early on was patient. Is that the way these Toyotas drive, or was everyone just being a little extra cautious through that first stint?
Yeah, I did feel like everyone was going to play nice the first little while, try to save fuel, stay in line. There was no point really fighting off the start. Seems like everyone stayed in line, so it worked out really well. Biggest thing for me was just surviving lap one and then working together with Leo.
Yeah, you guys seem to work very well together. I know at one point, Mariano Barrios kind of came in and upset the cart a little bit and moved Leo a little bit to the back, but he, of course, in the very mature, heady way that he can be, super roll with it, just kind of stayed patient, stayed in, and you guys came in to pit together, and it seemed like that's when chaos unleashed. How aware were you of what was going on with Eric Violet and Tom Rathke and all those incidents behind?
We were watching pretty closely. We had that lap just before pits where we caught the traffic, and I had a little moment in the dipper there, 3 wide, and caught some damage. Luckily, we called a bit of an audible just before that. Leo and I decided we were going to pit there because we could have gone an extra lap or two. So that worked out really well for us, and it seemed like nobody really followed us, and they got caught in traffic, and then the race was just basically ours to lose at that point.
Yeah, I think it was actually the next lap because you guys had one of the Mazdas that kind of got mixed in with all that at that point at 3 wide. You came in, they all caught that Mazda again, I think over there at turn 4 just a half a lap later. So that little call on the fly audible may have really helped you guys to win this race. But coming down to the end, was Leo really going to challenge, or was he just going to be the good teammate that he usually is and not really push for the win?
Tough call there. If he was willing to race at the end, I was more than happy to race him on the last couple laps there. But we caught a bunch more traffic at the very end. I think 4 or 5 cars battling, and we saw we had a 5-second gap to P3 at that point. We just decided, you know what, we're just going to chill, not risk it, and just manage the gap and just bring it home 1-2.
Yeah, a great strategy watching the two of you come in, do everything right it seemed tonight. Maybe some of it a really good call strategically, maybe some luck, not a lot. This looked like a lot of skill for you guys to be able to bring this thing home as cleanly as it was. And now for the 4th round, 4 different winners in this class. This class is starting to look pretty deep this season that you've jumped into between Violet, Barrios, Rathke, Sharp. These guys, there's some serious talent in that group.
Oh, it's super competitive, and it's awesome to finally get a win. The last 3 rounds I've been kind of close, and there's always Eric Violet there, 1,000th or 2 ahead of me, and Sharp as well, and Leo's right up there. Lots of good competition, so it's a lot of fun. Big shout out to Leo for the teamwork today. Couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah, and that's probably a big part of it, having a teammate there that you can work with. You guys can coordinate, especially at a track like this that's so much about that dance, that side-by-side when you want it, but to having a teammate there that can play off of you has got to come a big part of the way to getting this victory. But you guys had a strong team run tonight, both in the Mazda side and, of course, you guys here on the Club Sport Toyotas. But I'm sure you want to give some shout-out to those folks that maybe have the same livery for their help here tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Leo for sure. I couldn't have done it without him. Like, no way at all. And looks like the Orion guys in Tuner Series did really well. P1 and P3 for Hartley and Dam. So awesome job for the team. And hopefully we can do it again next time around.
Yeah, absolutely. Very great night for the Orion team, getting victories all around. And for you, Matt, taking the overall victory in your Toyota. So congratulations. We'll see you again in a couple weeks.
Right on. Thanks.
All right, there you go. Matt Porter, our winner in Club Sport Pro. And Larry, unfortunately, don't think Robert Hartley was able to join us here this evening. So let's wrap things up for the evening. Let's take a look at what we've got coming up on the schedule in the next couple of weeks. Next week, the Ricmotech World Challenge returns. It's for our GTP and GT3 racers. It's going to be round number 4 at Mugello, another one of our extended length races, 90-minute race. The Touring Car Cup opened up the season at Mugello, and it was a great venue. Great race, and I think really built for those GT3 cars. So it should be a great battle next week. The Touring Car Cup returns in 2 weeks with its round number 4. We're going to be heading to Okayama. Not a huge flight from where we are right now. Going to have 2 30-minute races making up round number 4, and then join us come April, where the Ricmotech Sports Car Series, when the Sports Car Series returns for our LMP3 and GT4 racers. It's season number 6. So hopefully we'll see you then. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you next Monday night. Thanks so much to Larry McLeod and, of course, Jonathan Grabowski for definitely doing everything that he can in very quick order here to save the broadcast here. So thank you so much. We'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
Ricmotech, high-performance sim racing equipment. There's only one place to go, ricmotech.com.